Hello, I'm TJ, and a friend of mine reached out to me recently, an old neighbour from Douglas where I used to live, and asked if I could do a video on non-punk albums in my collection. So that was Mark Wilkins, and this is for him and anyone else who wants to watch. First, non-punk album, Oh Lucky Man by Alan Price. This is gone everywhere. Promo copy. White label. Let me see. There we go. White label. Great album. Probably one of my favorite movies of all time, even though it's really long. And for now, we'll put this record over here. That's number one. Next, Arthur Conley. Definitely not a punk rock record. There it is, Arthur Conley. Sweet Soul Music. Got this because of Jam cover, and they're one of my favorite bands, Jam. They cover Sweet Soul Music. Next, The Byrds. This is a UK mono pressing original. Love the little inner sleeves that come with that. And it's on, if I can get it around here, CBS, orange label. That in here. So I'm going to try and get through these as quick as possible, so I'm not going to show all labels. But these ones are great. Anyway, next, Can. Now Can, or a band, introduced to me by a friend of mine, Jerry Leo. His brother used to have a lot of 60s stuff, and later I discovered that 60s stuff was absolutely fantastic, and I've become a huge fan of Can. Okay, band, another favorite band of mine that is not a punk rock band is Cardiacs, and this is a compilation album of their first two 12-inch EPs, a couple of B-sides and one unreleased track. Great album too. Next, the Chambers Brothers. Time Has Come. Now this is obviously a reissue on Music on Vinyl. Sounds great. I met one of these guys, and I think it was probably Willie Chambers or Joseph Chambers, I'm not sure, but I met him at Bob's once, where I worked as a put that in there, where I worked as a record clerk, or managed managed Bleecker Bob's, and he came in. He was really nice. Okay, next, soul stuff. Curtis Mayfield. It's a great album as well. Yet again, got into this because of the Jam doing Move On Up. They did a great version, but Curtis's is better, of course. Next, Bowie. My favorite Bowie album. Obviously not a punk rock album. Station to Station. And this is a Parlophone repress. Sounds great. That over there. Next, Captain Beefheart and the Magic Band. Safe as Milk. This is obviously a reissue as well. It comes with on a double album instead of a single album. And the second disc is, I think it's, let me see, yeah. It's outtakes and different versions of some of the songs. Another great record. Okay, Dr. Feelgood. Who could be without Dr. Feelgood? Absolutely fantastic. British. Great band. Put them in there. Next, speaking of doctors, Doctors of Madness. This is from 1976. Very Bowie-esque. They have 3 great albums. This is their first one from 76. The second was also in 76, and the next I think was in 78. They're really good. Sort of proggy, sort of punky, but you wouldn't be considering it a punk rock record. It's more like Bowie-esque. Yeah, really good record there. Fantastic. Next, okay, here we go. Disposable Heroes of Hypocrisy. And this is, yeah, hypocrisy is the greatest luxury. And this is a great hip hop album. They're actually a shoot off from the Beatniks, which I think I showed in my last video. And sort of hip hop, industrial-ish. They also do a version of Television, the Drug of the Nation, which was on their first album. And a whole bunch of great songs on this. They also do a cover of California, Uber Alles by Dead Kennedys. Had to mention punk there, didn't I? Okay, well, here comes The Doors. Strange Days, my very favourite album by The Doors. I like most albums by The Doors. But anyway, this is absolutely fantastic. I used to have a mono original pressing of this, but somehow it got scratched to bits, so I had to get rid of it. But this, love it. Okay, here's a band I followed around New York in my homeless days, and they were fantastic, really nice guys. Firewater, and the name of the album is Get Off the Cross, We Need the Wood for the Fire. Fantastic. There was actually, I think, 1 or 2 people in this band that were also ended up in Jesus Lizard. They were a great band, followed them around for a while. Brilliant. Saw them live a lot. Used to see their keyboard player on the train when I was just jutting up and down the line. Okay, that's enough of that. Next we have The Fugs, and this is It Crawled Into My Hand Honest. It's an original promo copy of that. Let me see, there we go. Promo copy of that. It's on Reprise Records. Yeah, brilliant. I love them. They're like fantastic band from New York. Very hippie-ish, almost psyche as well. You really need to check out the first song on this, Crystal Liaison. It's a friggin' banger. Okay, here we go on to Howlin' Wolf. Like, this is sort of like greatest hits that was released, I think, in the 80s. And it's got a lot of these like late 40s and 50s stuff, like Killing Floor, Po' Boy, and one of my favorite tracks of all time is 300 Pounds of Heavenly Joy, which I used to have the single of, but it's well gone. Okay, next we got Johnny Burnett and the Rock and Roll Trio, which is, I think, the original version of Tear It Up that the Cramps did. It's got The Train Kept a Rolling, Honey Hush, Lonesome Train, so many other absolutely fantastic songs. This is a reissue, obviously. I used to have an original of this too, but sold it to get to this country, which came in handy. There we go. One of my favorites, Klaus Nomi, who did a lot of work with Bowie actually. And this is his first album, German pressing, original. Love this album to bits. Where is he? There he is. It's got Keys of Life, Lightning Strikes, The Cold Song, which I absolutely love, Total Eclipse. It's great singing. Operatic. Operatic pop, I would say. Anyway, next, The Larry Williams Show, featuring Johnny Guitar Watson with the Stormsville Shakers. Now, this is another album I got turned on because they do Slow Down by Larry Williams, which is also covered by The Jam. Anyway, great song. It's got a whole lot of shaking going on. Hoochie Coo, which is fantastic. Looking Back, Stormsville Groove. Brilliant record. Absolutely fantastic. Love it to bits. Next we have Love. And this is Forever Changes, which is a classic album. I think everyone should know this. It's got Alone Again Or, which The Damned covered as a single. Great album. This is the mono copy, reissue of course. Brilliant. Next, another one that John Leo turned me on in the 80s, and he was instrumental in getting me into a lot of 60s stuff, but much later I just thought of it like Jimi Hendrix, The Byrds, The Doors, Can, and of course the Mahavishnu Orchestra, Birds of Fire. This is an original pressing of this, with this little inner sleeve. Put that back there. Okay, and we're going on to the reissue of this album, The Monks, Monk Time. Great German band, sort of psyche, sort of oddball. Absolutely brilliant band. Only did, I think, one album, this one. Great. Okay, and we got, tidy a few things here. We got Electric Mud by Muddy Waters. This is a fantastic record as well. And it starts off with Just Want to Make Love to You, which is also covered by the Meat Puppets, other band I love. And you've got this, let me see, pull it out. Pull it all the way out there. Great picture of Muddy. Fantastic record again. Very bluesy, but sort of psyche too. Anyway, Henry's Dream by, who is that? I don't know, it's Nick Cave. This is the original copy of this, which I absolutely love. I've had it since it came out. I remember doing a review on it at one point when it came out. I can't remember what magazine it was for now, but it's a great album. Loads of great songs on it. We're going on to Roxy Music Manifesto. Now, people think I'm crazy, but I love this album. It's probably my favorite by the band, although I love a lot of their stuff. It's sort of disco-y in a way. It's got one of my favorite songs by them, Trash, which isn't that disco on this album, but it's really good. And this is the original pressing of this, which had bass player was Gary Tibbs, who, if you don't know who Gary Tibbs is, he started off in the Vibrators, punk band of course, and then he went to Adam and the Ants for Stan and Deliver and Prince Charming, and I think he did a band called Code Blue after that, which I have an album by them somewhere. Anyway, this is No Regrets, the best of Scott Walker and the Walker Brothers. Now, I love Scott Walker. I have everything I can get my hands on by Scott Walker. And this is just a compilation of some early Walker Brothers stuff and a couple of songs from the first 4 albums by Scott Walker. Next we have Sparks This is Propaganda, original pressing of this. Great band. They're a little bit tied up at the moment, but that's okay. We'll go there. And let me see. Oh, my savior in the 80s. The Smiths, the first album. This is an original pressing. I still have my ticket for, I think it was May of '84, when they played Savoy in Cork City. First time I saw them, and there was only about 30 people at it. And it was an absolutely great show. The band played their hearts out. It was fantastic. I did see them later, I think it was November of '84, and a whole bunch of people came, called them all horrible names. They left pretty early, didn't do a full set, and then never came back. Thank you for those people that, they ruined everything. This is Tinder Sticks, Curtains, and nice little sleeves. I absolutely love this album. Sort of like a sad bastard record, really, but yeah, I love it. I haven't even taken the shrink off this since I got it. And the last one would be, I'm gonna have to do this, Quadrophenia, and there's an OB with it because it's a reissue. Quadrophenia, and it's a half-speed master. Absolutely fantastic. Comes with the certification of half-speed master, and of course it comes with the booklet, and that's actually 30 records done really quick. So thank you, Mark, for saying, like, reaching out to me on Facebook and asking me to do this. And I would have done it earlier, but I suffered dizzy spells, and you know, you gotta wait, and then do something. Anyway, thank you for watching, and hopefully see you soon in the next video. Take care. Bye.